Welcome back to another video by the Building Expert team. Today we are going to remove this old ball valve and solder an 1.5 inch FIP to install a new shutoff valve, water meter and pressure reducing valve. We are using a Ridgid tubing cutter to cut this pipe. This pipe is copper type K, thickest wall type. So it is taking a lot more turns than it would take on copper type M or L. There are other alternatives to cut copper pipes, like bandsaw, angle grinder, or battery-operated tubing cutters. But we are keeping it simple for this video, and using the most commonly used tubing cutter in plumbing trade. We bought this cutter years ago, and it still works great. The hardest part of this job is that this is in the attic of a restaurant, which is closed for renovation, and all of the plumbing is being replaced. We had to run everything while crawling in this 30 inches of space, with all the mechanicals in place. I am cleaning the end of this pipe that's going to penetrate the fitting, using sandpaper, making sure it's bright and shiny. Because if it's not shiny, it's not clean. And if it's not clean, it won't hold solder. Old pipes oxidize on the surface and turn dark over time. They won't take solder even with flux. So take some extra time to sand them and wipe them with a clean cloth before applying flux. And do the same with the fitting. Success of a solder joint depends 90% on prepping and 10% on soldering. After a little debate between soldering or ProPress, we decided to go with soldering, because this pipe was totally dry and we already had an 1.5 inch FIP sitting in the truck. Once the pipe and fitting was prepped, we applied flux evenly to the end of the pipe and fitting. Now we will use 95.5 lead-free solder for filler material and MAP gas with SKT99 turbo torch to make the solder joint. So let's do it. I know it's a long debate, but in my opinion, soldering is a basic skill and every plumber should be able to solder. And also shouldn't hesitate to adapt to new technologies. ProPress has saved us lots of time and hassle on many occasions, and never had any issues. What do you prefer, solder or press? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We are done with our solder joint, and we will let it cool down naturally, and use a piece of cloth to wipe off the flux. I will put links to all the tools I used in the description below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.